follow me down, head into the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Sunday, freezing cold in Alberta, but I guess it could be worse. I don't know how, but it could be. Hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. Let me go back up and see all who's here. Hey, Lynn, there's like 20 people for Thanksgiving in my itty bitty house. Aw. Late Thanksgiving, but that's good. Hey, legal. After, please bring me home search and no further info from RCMP. The case is at a standstill. Sadly, I feel Malaya and Daniel will get away with it, like the Proud Feet. Thank you for calling them the Proud Feet. Like, that always bothers me. Like, I know their name is Proudfoot, but it's weird to say Proudfoots. Law enforcement knows who is responsible but can't prove it. Maybe. Hey, countryside wildflowers. I agree. I think Daniel knows he's put his foot in his mouth too many times and is worried about speaking out. Maybe. Hey, Sarah. And Mary, good to see you. And why is Daniel so quiet? Well, we'll talk about it. We'll see what we can come up with. Yeah, it was minus 24 when I got in the truck today. It's chilly. Wonder if the star sticker was bought at the dollar store. The thing with the star sticker, I mean, it could be from anyone, just same as the boot print. I don't know who it was, but somebody was talking about, maybe it was Melissa and Sunny last night. They were talking about who in their right mind would take a child on a search for missing kids. And from what I understand, the bus driver's wife had her son with her on the quad and ran into Janie up near the pipeline, and they were having a conversation. And I brought it up, like, I think on my first live stream, that could it possibly be that that child is the one that got off the quad and left a boot print there? I mean, it's possible, and hopefully the RCMP followed that down. Holographic stickers don't disintegrate. I've lived at my house 15 years and still find them around the porch foundation occasionally from the previous owners. Yeah. I was thinking of dollar store as proof of life, last sighting, and what the Jack and Lily got at the store. I'm sure the RCMP have tracked that down. I don't know if we heard. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know that we heard that they had in the store surveillance video. I thought it was all in the parking lot, but I mean, I could be wrong. Hey, Cheryl, thanks for being here. Bodette, thank you for becoming a member. It's so nice. Thank you. I seem to be getting Other than our members where we went shopping, the other member live stream, people are saying like it's behind a paywall and stuff, and I kind of get that, but at the same time, I think, and I mean, members, you can tell me what you want. Like we don't have to talk about Jack and Lily during members live streams. We could come up with other ideas. Um, that isn't hiding any pertinent information behind a paywall. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but at the same time, people that pay for memberships, they deserve content that not everybody gets, and like, and not that everybody needs stuff that not everybody should need to know. Just more lighthearted stuff. I don't know whatever you guys think. We'll figure it out. Hey, Rena, thanks for being here, and Donna, great to see you. Hey, both of you. Sorry I didn't give you a heads up, but you know. Good that you could make it though. My throat still is really bothering me and I'm like feverish today, so apologize if I'm even more monotone than I normally am. But hey, I already said hi to C Legal. Teresa Wing. I'll be listening as I'm helping my sister, not always at keyboard. Lovely. Hey, Carrie. Thanks for being here. And who else? Deanna, hey. Don't know who Tina Gale is. Just kidding. I'll be just bugging. Hey, Diesel. Matt as a catter is here. Thanks for joining today. Hey, Joe. Free kiss line, really? Already go wait in the car. Seriously, Joe. Hey, Tammy. Thank you for being here. I see Seawood. Thank you for being here, Seawood. Hi, Addie. Ori. Hey, Jam to the Jam. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. I'll be listening in as I try to rock my granddaughter to sleep. Aw. I miss my grandkids. I haven't seen them since the end of October. Oh man, Sarah, you need to set up some kind of a nanny cam or something so we can watch you. That would be amazing content. Hey, Roxanne. Sea Bounty. Hey, April Lambert. Better than yesterday. I didn't really want to move too far off the couch yesterday, but you know the sore throats you get, and it's only basically like when you try to swallow a drink or something, but then I would have it like pain go up to my ear. It was terrible. And then of course, because fever and stuff, I was up and down all night. Betty Knight, hey. Hey, Blue. I saw you and I meant to say hi and I missed you. So hey, Blue, thanks for being here. Tink Train. Hey, Violet. Carrie Palmer, good to see you. Hey, Johnny. Thanks for being here. Hey, Graham Tam. Wrong pace, sorry. Missed your first one. Man. Hey, Tim. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Wow. Already 186 people. Must be pretty slow. I have no new news. We're just going to chat today. Oh, thank you so much, Jackie. You're so nice to me. You always say the sweetest things. You want pie? Me too. What's your favorite kind of pie? I'm partial to banana cream myself. It could be worse. My fiance went out yesterday, no heat. Yuck. Cindy Clark, freezing in Alberta. I know. Now is a great time to hit the like button. I mean, you should. You could. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not begging for it, but you could. Violet, I see somebody saying hi to Violet, and I don't think I caught you. Hey, my babies are my number ones. Eating McDonald's again. I have a thing. I don't really eat McDonald's very much, but I go and I get my Coke Zero from McDonald's. They put something in their soda. I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing like an ice cold McDonald's soda. So good. And Cindy Clark, I think I said hi to you already. Oh, it can always be worse. Snow here in the French province, but I slept with my window open last night. Eugh, on purpose. I believe there was a break-in case on Friday, and they are working out legalities with Crown Attorney, and will present next week. What break? Tell me, tell me, you don't have to tell me specifics, but just tell me where you're going with that speculation, please. Hey, Nana. Wish I could change mine. People think it's violent instead of violet. Some days, though, am I right? Me too. My name is Carrie Bailey, not Palmer. Can't you guys go into your Google account and change your name? Just so you know, like, okay, so if I do this, that happens. But I swear I have a profile picture. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong because my other, like, when I go on Sunny's channel, I use my plain Charmaine account, and my profile picture is there. So I don't know. Thanks again for being fair and compassionate voice for our Nova Scotia babies. Some days it's difficult, not to be kind and compassionate about Jack and Lily or about innocent people, and even about people that we're suspicious of, but people that poke and prod at you or that attack innocent people for no reason, I I take issue with that. And that's one of the things I'm not going to spend any time on at all today, really, maybe 2 minutes. But Durwood, like, he cannot help himself but to go into my comment sections and just be a dick. And I don't understand why, if he doesn't want me talking about him, then shut the fuck up, go away, go find somebody else, because I will call you out every time. You can threaten me all you want. It means nothing to me because I'm not doing anything wrong here. I am using the words that he has said and the things that other people have said to put pieces together based on the consistent lies and bullshit that he puts out. So threaten me all you want, Durwood. It has zero effect on me, but I'm going to call you out every time until you leave my viewers alone and you leave me alone. It's just that simple. Either that, you guys, or I'm considering giving him a co-host and allowing him to come up here and make a complete ass of himself. If that's what's going to make him feel better, to come up here and yell at me and scream at me and tell everybody how stupid I am, if that's going to make him feel better, if that's what it takes to get him to go away, I'm willing to do that. He can come up here and think he's going to take my channel down, think he's going to get me charged with some criminal offense. We'll look at it. I've been busy and missing the lives. Thanks for keeping me entertained tonight. I hope everybody gets a little bit of a giggle out of what went on yesterday. Kelly, good to see you. Marlene Rain, good to see ya. Hey, House Music and Baubles. Love that you're here. So many content creators I would love to support, but it's just not possible. What do you mean? This is, hitting subscribe is free and doesn't mean you have to watch everything, you know. And let's face it, you guys, like, the content on the Jack and Lily case is becoming anorexic, and it's scary. And we're just gonna we're gonna we're gonna talk just about stuff just to keep it out there. Casey Bounty, and I know eventually that'll get old too, but that's what I'm gonna do. And even if I have 5 viewers in here, I'll still do it. As far as I've ever seen, proof of life is to be provided the people who have taken the person, not those paying the ransom or making a deal. You feeling okay, Sarah? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, Bet, Bet. At least you're here and you're not really late. 15 minutes in, I'm still doing my hellos. I went last night and I bought Neocitrin, and it was so good. It was really good. But I do have pulse. Kelly, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jules. Anybody else? Anybody else? Hey, Mary Stevens. Keep me posted when you get your bracelets, please. I know it's going to take a while. It has to go all the way to Nova Scotia. And when I sent them, we were still kind of on a intermittent strike. So, hey, Snarky Pants. Durwood said proof of life, not sure about Daniel Martell. Hey, Nanny. Number 65. That's pretty good. Only 16 minutes in. Thank you. Hey, Dragon. And Crystal. What's this? Down Tasmanian is Tasmania. Hey, I'm gonna try. Not out loud. My bro and I played Monopoly for 4.5 hours yesterday, and he kicked my ass. Maggie May. Need practice. No mercy when it comes to Monopoly. That was Durwood that asked for proof of life on Facebook. He did, and he said, "You don't have to tell us where they are. Just, give us proof of life to shut all these stupid podcasters up." So that's morally acceptable. Glad you're feeling a little better. All of the kids I work with are sick as well. I have only one client tomorrow when I should have 4. 'Tis the season. What do you guys think of the flu shot? Never in my life had a flu shot. I'm on my 3rd week of being sick. Can't seem to shake it. Hey, Roxanne, thanks for being here, and I hope you start feeling better. This has been sneaking up on me for a couple of weeks. Like I said a while ago, like I wish it would come out and fight me like a man. So I feel like it's decided. It's decided now is the time. I use Chloraseptic Max Spray and lozenges. They make a huge difference. Yes, for sure. I'm blessed my kids and granddaughters live across the road from me now. I think they're here more than there. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Colleen. To be honest with you, I see better with my glasses, but depending on what I'm looking at, like when I'm watching something, not so much. And I can get through reading, but thank you. Mm. Oh, I eat fast food, just not so much McDonald's. Arby's is my there's no Arby's around, so anytime I pass the city and if there's an Arby's on my route, I'm getting it. The fries are good though, yes. Again, like I heard that they put a little bit of sugar in their salt, so that's why their taste like addictive. So good. Horse Gone Wild, I don't think I've seen you before. Hi, thanks for being here. If I have seen you before and I've said hi to you before, take no offense. It's my brain. Arby's burger with extra pickles. Yes. They had a dill pickle poutine last year or the year before. It was to die for. Okay. Yes, please share. You can definitely change your name and you can change your picture, but nothing is working. So I don't know. You're accosted? Did I say hi to you before? I don't recognize your name, but again, if I have, no offense. Thank you for being here today. Christy D. Yes, you do, and respect you for that. Sure, thank you. Who are you again? Who am I again? Charmaine? Who are you? I'm nobody, really. I'm just a person that got tired of being the silent co-host, I guess. And I had things that I wanted to talk about, and I had people that were always in chat that I wanted to hear from. And yeah, I'm just that person. I don't know why you don't block Dick Wood forever. He's not worth the air he breathes. Well, I mean, I put it up for like a vote, Bobbles. They said don't block him when people were good with him timing him out after he made one comment. But now, like, we'll have a look, but he's going after people in the comments on replay, and I didn't like it. Like, I can take it, but he doesn't need to be telling people in the comments to go fuck themselves because they share a comment. I mean, he's an idiot. Daniel has gone radio silent, which he probably should have done sooner. If you're using StreamYard or another similar service, your personalization picture settings may not extend or copy properly. Fair enough. I've been in hospital, Shar, so I'm just back since yesterday, so I've missed loads. When? Like, who are you? What do you need to know? Hey, Anne. Lemon meringue? I love the meringue. Grey Wolf, great to see you. You're not late. Hey, Murdoch. Statement. Hey, Mike. Now you have 6. 6 what? Who else? Under the weather as you as well, however, not a fan of DD, but DT managed to negate much of it or favor everything from DM. The documents are simply summaries, not actual police reports. I mean, you can't reason with these people. You can't talk to them. Old saying, no news is good news. I mean, I don't think so. Just because no news means content dries up, right? And I don't think there's very many people who want to just come on and chat with the chat. I don't know. And I get it. And a lot of YouTube creators, like I keep saying, this is their job, right? This is their livelihood. So they really do want the viewers, and this is what they do. And they spend a lot of time researching and doing the work. But when there's no new information, they're going to go over to where there is new information. Summer Wells is prime example. Do you think they will become a cold case? I really hope not, but at this point it's scary. I still don't think it's a cold case. We don't know what they know. And I'm hoping that they're planning some kind of an update, although my sources tell me that they are not. Who, me? That's fair. Bay leaf tea? Ugh, gross. I couldn't. Really? Ugh. Ugh. One time when I was making soup and I called for bay leaf and I put it in there, and then it got like mixed up and I accidentally took a bite of it. Hey, Berkey boys, does Durwood use his name? Haven't seen him on other channels. Yes, he's, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll see, but it's Durwood O'Grady 4666 or something. Weird, but we'll look at it. But that's what he uses. Neocitrin is the bomb. It is. Hey, Denise. Cindy B. I have like naturally high white blood cell count. I rarely get sick. When I do, it's a doozy. Like I had COVID 4 times. But yeah, I always have Dayquil with me. I always have Tylenol. And mm, I gave up on NyQuil because that shit is, it should have a disclaimer, don't make any plans on it because it just knocks me on my ass. Hey, Shirley. And anybody else? I wanna, not that I wanna like hurry up and move on just because I'm stretching it today for content, but we're gonna talk about them. Did you hear Belinda said Durwood was living at Patty's with Malay and Cody? Yes. 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 We've known that, and I believe she brought it up again last night in somebody's chat. Possibly Sunny's chat? I was pretty tired last night. Me too. Never got the flu shot. Sad to think kids won't see Christmas. We still have time, Sea Bounty. Skipped the flu shot and got sick. The reason why I've never got the shot is my mom got the flu shot every year, and every year she was sick as a dog. And I thought, I'm not doing that. No way. Who else? I don't think so. I think he's just a misogynistic bigot. My opinion. It's definitely that time of year as I've had something hanging around myself for the past couple of weeks, and I'm hoping it goes away before it gets worse. Oh, did she say what she was talking about? Oh, here we go. Oh, are you talking about the Malaya and Cody living at Patty's at the same time Durwood is? Yeah, and I also heard that Patty asked Cody to ask Durwood to leave because he was annoying as fuck. That's what I heard. Mhm. When I started to wear my glasses, my eyes got even worse. I definitely need an updated prescription, but I'm diabetic and it's kind of degenerate. It just gets worse and worse. No more shots ever. You and me both. I'm not even going to tell you my horror story with the COVID vaccination. Marlene, thank you for being here. I look like Wonder Woman. That's funny. Thank you. Don't do McDonald's. I mean, do what you want. Okay, was it on Daphne's, Marie? Thanks for being here, Marie. I knew it was summer yesterday, but I know that she had said that on a live stream with Sunny and I months ago. Yep, 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 yep. I need bifocals. I actually have bifocals. These here are bifocals. I don't want to wear glasses all the time. Dill pickle poutine. Was it with gravy? Okay, what it was like a regular poutine, okay? Cheese curds and all of it, gravy, fries, all of it, and then it had little pieces of pickle, and then those fried pickles, which I'm not a big fan of, but then they had this pickle sauce on it. It was so good. It was for a limited time only. Thanks, Ori. And anybody else that I'm missing. Hey, Sarah. No more lies. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. If Durwood knows so much about the case, I think he should open his mouth and speak and stop running his mouth. That should be our first t-shirt. Hey, Drip. Um, so, okay, long story short, A few years ago, I started a podcast, true crime story podcast with my adult daughter, free. And so the audio podcast is my daughter and I going through cases, just telling stories. And then it was automatic, like we were never on YouTube. We were on like Amazon, Spotify, Apple, all of the platforms. And then when we switched providers, there was an option to automatically upload to YouTube. So it just automatically, those episodes automatically uploaded to YouTube. So I had this YouTube channel that I didn't create. But then I started appearing on It's a Crime and Shame with Sunny like 3 years ago or something, and we were talking about mostly the Delphi case. And yeah, and so I had started just uploading other videos or videos that we had done podcast episodes on, like Megan Boswell, Adam Montgomery. I think I did the Susan Smith parole hearing, stuff like that. Anyways, Jack and Lily's case kind of pushed me to want to do my own live streaming on YouTube. I've asked my daughter to join me and maybe one day, but she's writing a book series right now. So and don't get me wrong, like I still go on and I'll be a guest on Sunny's channel, whatever. It's always good to keep communication going, right? So there are a few people that I've decided I've been asked to do collaborations or appear on other people's channels, but there are just certain, I guess, opinions that I don't even want to discuss, if that makes sense. So it's no offense to the creators. It's just it's not where I want to be. I don't want to be associated with even some of the storylines that are out there. So, oh, this is interesting. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. Have you been here before, Cassie? Thank you for being here. Anybody that I've missed, I'm sorry. And every time I say that, I see other people. Angels are near. Thanks for being here. You said you had 5 people. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, now I've got 300 and I don't understand why. You guys, I have nothing new to say today. We're just talking. Derwood can say what he wants to me. His opinion doesn't matter. I know, but I don't like that he goes on to my videos on replay and he's taken to commenting on you guys' comments, and I think it's ignorant and bullying, and he's got I would prefer at this point to just block him. Let me see if I can find your channel on YouTube. Let me just find his latest rash of bullshit. I think this is his latest rash of bullshit, but we're gonna look. Um, sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is it ticks me off, and I don't know if I can I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find where he's um talking about you guys. Like, that's not it. There it is. Where he's basically just going on and saying, "Oh, another stupid person, go fuck yourself." Like, I'm like on comments, and it's like, whoa, I'm glad. Thank you for the view. Mhm. Yeah, Derwood O'Grady 4666. So this is what he had to say, and I have to take off my Wonder Woman glasses to read that far away. I've had enough of the stupidity and lies. Right now, I'm waiting for an RCMP officer to file an official complaint after you openly accused me of crimes attached to Jack and Lily Sullivan for slander, defamation, cyber harassment, and any other charges that will apply. Like I have tried to get the RCMP to solve the children's disappearance, I will again try to get them to do their job and prosecute you for your lies. Your stupidity and self entitlement is disgusting. Hey, I had a response. I said, "Do you know what slander, defamation, and cyber harassment is? Check your own Facebook post, you complete donkey. Have fun and thanks for the view." And then again, and go fuck yourself with the rest of the idiots and liars. And then we already went through that one. But then it's not just this one, you guys. Uh, it's on other people's posts and not on this video. And I don't want to go through all of it, but it's just that there's no reason for it. It's disrespectful, in my opinion, to be speaking that way to you all. Everybody here has a right to their opinion. The only difference is we are not slandering anyone. We truly aren't. We're here to be fair and to look at all of the information as we have it. We're perfectly aware that we don't have all the facts, but we can't get it through his head that neither does he. Because if he did, the kids would be home by now, right? So is everybody okay? I mean, I'm done with it. It's either one or the other, you guys. He's either gonna get a co-host ship for a day so he can come on and get it out of his system, or I'm blocking him. One of the two. Christina, thank you. Mike, can you unblock me? Oh, really? Okay, cool. You want to send that to me? Anybody that I've missed, hey. I don't know why we're so busy today. Mm, it's terrible. Uh, Thank you, Angels Are Near, for becoming a member. And yes, these are the same police. And the police aren't going to be the ones to prosecute me. He obviously has absolutely no concept of our justice system. And it's fine. Like I said, I haven't accused him of anything other than feeding that narrative to Daniel and Janie, because Janie basically all but said it. So go ahead, waste your time. Thanks for viewing. If he's here, thanks for watching, Durwood. You are officially history. Let me just. I was doing it and then I clicked off of it because I was so disgusted. Let me do it again. I am going to block him now. Enough is enough. I said I can take it. I can give it as much as he wants to throw it at me, but when he starts just absolutely attacking people for having an opinion in my comment section, it's not acceptable. And it's over. So he has been hidden from the channel. So hope it was worth it, Durwood. All right. Now what was I gonna do? I did have other stuff to talk about, believe it or not. Not a lot, don't get me wrong. It's so unfortunate. Okay, so has everybody or anybody ever seen Mike MX, his YouTube channel? He's been talking about Jack and Lily. And this fellow only has like about 880 maybe subscribers. And I quite enjoy his content. He does short videos, but he goes on these nature walks like Michelle After Dark used to do, and there was another one that used to do it too. Just one sec, sorry. And they're, like I said, they're quite a bit. Sorry. in a lot. Just one second. So I would like to maybe more than one video because they were quite short. But if you're ever not feeling well and you're laying in bed and you want to listen to somebody that's going to relax you other than me, this is the guy. So I'm going to share his channel with you and hopefully you guys can go over and let's help him get to 1,000 subs. But for now, I'm gonna mute myself while I do this so I can get this out of my throat, whatever coughing fit this is gonna be. All right. So this is him, Mike MX. Head over, give him a like, or sorry, give him a sub. It's free. And if you decide you don't like his content, you can always unsub or even just not get notifications. I mean, it doesn't cost nothing to give a guy his subscribers. So anybody that puts the time in and the thought in to do this content, I mean, I think it's great. And he's much better at map time than I am, you guys. That's my big thing. Hey, Ben, long time. Where have you been? Where have you been? Okay, so let's watch which one I watched. I watched Litter and Claptrap and Millbrook Road. I want to watch McLeod, the McLeod Road view because he does good map time. So let's watch the one that I haven't seen first, and then we can move backwards. He also did Jack and Lily accusations against Malaya 5 days ago, but I know everybody else has kind of been playing the Hunter Esther crime. The Malaya compilation. I also want to go through that too. We don't have to watch every minute of it, but I do want to go through with it. You know what I mean? So if you're cool with that, let's watch some Mike MX. I'm gonna get a cold drink and cough my face off, and I'll be back in 3 minutes, or maybe I'll play. I don't want to like all of it. But just make sure you go over and subscribe. Okay. Okay.
Day, thinking about Jack and Lily again. And this is Sunday. Studying up and on YouTube again, studying. Looking at the Drunk Turkey show last night. And BT was given a quote, more or less word for word, from Daniel Martell. And it went something like this: as intelligent as I think I am, I don't think I can outsmart major crimes out of New Brunswick, out of the eastern part of Canada, etc. So that's kind of a good thing to hear. I know the way it was meant, but I'll just take that as a good thing. Yeah, and I've been working on reviewing the Google Street View images, and I'm working on a long stretch at the minute, but I did review McLeod Road, and McLeod Road is relatively short as far as roads in the areas go, and I'll just include that here now. McLeod Road is about 1.5 miles long, and the recent Street View by Google only has the bottom 0.7 of a mile done that can be viewed in Street View. And the 0.7 of a mile was fairly easy to do and fairly quick. This is the bridge area, the McLeod Road Bridge, and that piece of tape right there under that on the ground indicates where the little star was found. And it's an area where a vehicle could pull in. See the way the Armco barrier goes into the ground there. There's room for a vehicle to park there. The rest of the road is fairly clear. They're at the side, the western side of the road, there's a lot of clear fall. This is the southern end of it here, where the tracks are at the Lansdowne station end. Yeah, so for McLeod Road, it's very short and not much to see there, except for that was where that little star was found. And its relevance has yet to be determined. Yeah, I'm working on a much longer road, and I will report on that, but it's taken a while. And I'll leave it there for now, short and sweet. Okay. Take care. And good luck.
So and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, the ones that are familiar, but I don't think that this video was of the McLeod. I believe he's like in Ireland, is he not? But in any case, I mean, it's very good points, right? Yeah, his videos. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be reading it all wrong, but once he grows a little bit and gets the feedback, he'll probably do longer form videos or do compilations. He just put this one up. Hey, it's brand new. Guys want to watch it? That's cool. Where are those videos? People like to just listen, right? And I'll listen all day if there's something to look at. But this is brand new, you guys. Let's watch this. He literally uploaded this 3 minutes ago. So we're all gonna go over. We're gonna subscribe to him because we're taking this content. He is in my show notes. He is in my show notes. Let me know right away if you can't hear it. But I have it on mute, so wait.
I had planned on doing a detailed timeline of what Janie did on Friday, the 2nd of May in the morning. But there's really no point in going into great detail because the story is made up. There's not a lot of truth in it. And you probably know what I'm going to get at, but you may not know where you heard it. But it's one of the major inconsistencies of the many inconsistencies of the Friday timeline. I'll go through it now. Janie met Malaya in the yard in front of the camper about 10 a.m. Malaya made the phone call to the RCMP at 10:01. Janie got her boots on, her coats on. She started walking up to the back road and that. She heard the sirens of the RCMP vehicles coming. And she met Daniel up there. And she has said that on a few different occasions. And Daniel has wrote that down. So both of them are consistent in saying they met each other on that back road. And Janie wouldn't go with him in the vehicle. She wanted to search some more. So Daniel drove back down the lane, the back road, back to the trailer where he met the RCMP. And that was just after 10:27 a.m. Janie made her way back down as well, on foot. She got back after that time. And as she says, she doesn't know what time that was because she didn't have her phone with her. And that information is all actually in the one CBC video where she says she didn't have her phone with her, but yet she took a call from Ron at 10:19 a.m. when she was out walking. So the two things can't happen at the one time. So there's a lie there. I'll just show you on the CBC interview.
I the road, come back down here and come back up the same spot. I went back into the house by the time the cops were here. I don't know exactly what time. I didn't take my phone.
Okay, so Janie said she hadn't got her phone on her walk around from 10 o'clock till at least 10:27. And there, right there, you have audio call 10:19 a.m., 1 minute and 2 seconds. Good old Ron. So how is that for a cock and bull story? That's just one major inconsistency there. There's so many other ones in between all their statements and their spoken word. And it's just unfathomable that the RCMP just haven't cut straight through it. And like this, it's a crime to lie to the police. Just for that alone, there should be punishments for this. It's just beyond the beyonds of these people. Anyway, I'll just leave it there. There's plenty more, but like one at a time. Like anyway, take care and good luck.
He's so calm. Makes me look like a spaz. So that information that you guys are talking about in chat about Durwood living there at the same time Cody and Malia lived at Patty's. The only thing I would like clarification on, because you're right, Durwood did say that he never met the kids. So if they lived there up until the time that Jack was born, he would have met Lily. So, and I know that a lot of Malia's family and friends have said they've never met Durwood. They had no idea who Durwood is, which also makes me question if Malia had any contact with her other family. But obviously, Patty is Cindy's mom. So, I mean, the whole thing is weird. It is weird, but in the way of what exactly, if that's true, then Durwood would have met Lily at least as a baby, and then you don't live with somebody or in the same house with somebody and then claim to not know anything about them. So I don't know even how that would be relevant in any way if the whole town of Pictou lived with Patty. Yeah. Thank you for becoming a member, Canada Can. Like I said, when you go sub up and we get him to 1,000 and he gets the feedback, it's quite possible that he'll start doing longer videos. So let's give him our support and our encouragement to do so. Because like I said, we'll watch another video in a bit. But I do, he's very relaxing. Same Drippy. Give me a potato. Anyway. He's using Google Earth, yeah. Just the facts, ma'am. Thanks for being here. Seen that already. Durwood lied of not knowing the kids. He went on in for months said that he didn't know them. Crime and shame? There is no relevance other than just another lie. If that's true, he would have met at least one of the kids at some point. Already subbed. I'm really glad to hear that. I've been nursing a torn glute muscle for over 6 weeks. I will trade a cold for a constant pain in the butt, lots of physio appointments. Yeah, that'd be terrible. I know sciatic pain is horrendous. Well, they all lie nonstop, but he would know them, of course. He would. They were family. You'd think, but like I said, a lot of Malaya's family and friends have said they don't know him. Muttered in. Yes, please go and subscribe over there. Let's get him up to 1,000 and encourage him to do longer videos. Durwood has made it a point to say he didn't know the kids. That's my point. Absolutely. Hey, Chelsea, thanks for being here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Henry, I noticed that you were timed out yesterday on It's a Crime and Shame. That was a misunderstanding. Usually, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but usually when people use all caps, they're trying to yell, whatever. A lot of people take it the wrong way, and I explained to Melissa that it's because of your eyesight. So, I mean, please don't feel like you can't go back there or whatever. She didn't know. She wasn't aware. Oh, Lori, Nova Scotia, good to see you. Shenanigans. I did not, unfortunately. When I reached out to RCMP, they gave me the 1-800-222-TIPS to contact for a poster. Still trying to reply to the emails I've received in the last week. I'm not sure what tree you guys are talking about. He's polite. Yes, he is. Mike, is this you? Yeah, it is. Everybody, Mike's in the chat. We're loving your content. Thank you. I didn't realize that was you. Thank you so much. We're trying to get you over 1,000. We all want longer videos. Your voice is relaxing, and we love your scenery and your thoughts. You do really well. And who else? Spare time. Hey. It is. All perspectives are great as long as they're done in a nice, respectful way and a thoughtful way. If you're just spewing to spew, then shut up. But I really appreciate people that give thoughtful opinions. Belinda, thankfully, is here. Cody lived there the whole pregnancy and a few months after Lily was born. Darren stayed there about a month. Lily was an infant. So arguably he has met Lily. I mean, we could argue that would be semantics, I think, at that point, but why wouldn't he just say, I met Lily as a baby? You know what I mean? In any case, Durwood is now blocked. He can attack me all he wants, but when he goes into my comment section and attacks every single person that makes a comment, he can go away. Haley Wood, good to see you here. Durwood lived with Patty when Malaya and Cody was living there. Lily was baby. Yes, thank you. Are you blocked from who? From who? I'm making you cry. Why? Stop it. Stop it. See, everybody loves your stuff, Mike. Thought Kent was saying on DT, we were always shocked when the truth comes out. He sure was. And I thought about it because there are people out there who are not happy with Kent right now. And there were posts, and I don't use Facebook for this, but people send me screenshots. So I get to see all of these beautiful storylines when it comes to Kent, and I decided that even though I have my own personal thing with Kent right now, I'm not going to stoop. Kent is not part of what's important to finding answers to what happened to Jack and Lily. Kent, he is in the story, and he's put himself where he is, and that's his fight to fight if he chooses to, but I'm not going to exploit that, if that makes sense. Hey, Peace Spice, thanks for being here. I wish Patty could confirm or deny whether Durwood was asked to take Malaya out of the trailer. That would be huge. That would be absolutely huge. Because it goes along with what I kind of wanted to talk about where is Daniel? Where did Daniel go? And some of the conversations I had with him, although I did give him my word and I will keep it, that I'm not going to share everything. If it was relevant enough, I thought for 1 second it was beneficial. It wouldn't matter to me, but as it is, it's just, conversations, tidbits of this and that I don't think mount up to anything useful. But one of the things that I was told was that happened a mere 2 to 3 weeks before Jack and Lily went missing. And timing is key to me. So if things had gotten to the point where Patty wanted somebody to go and help Malaya escape, essentially, and he didn't want to do that even 2 weeks before the kids went missing, was it just overwhelming guilt that he didn't? Is that the reason why he's so persistent in spreading his shit? Maybe. Or is it something darker? Yeah, that would be great. I'm game. I'm trying to get people to come on with me, but scheduling seems to be all over the place. But if Mike is interested, absolutely. He's got some common sense, logical thinking and thoughts that I think would go a long way to help keep the conversation going. Durwood said very early that he didn't realize Malaya was living with Daniel until Patty told him Jack was being abused and to check on them. Yeah. So Darren has been homeless for a few years? No. I think rumor has it, my source told me that Durwood has bought himself a trailer. But when he first came out, his woman, as he called her, was not happy that he wouldn't shut the fuck up and ended up kicking him out. And then he was staying at a friend's house somewhere. I used to know all this, but I don't care. Oh, I see. I see, Wolfie. That's none of my business. I'm sure we will be shocked no matter what the outcome is. Will you be? Will you be shocked? The only thing, and this is so sad to say, but the only thing that will shock me is if Durwood himself walks out of a reserve holding the kid's hands saying, I told you so. I'll be shocked. Anything else? Sadly, I don't think I'll be surprised. I have the most respect for Belinda. She is the only one of the family who speaks for Jack and Lily, right? And love him or hate him, you guys, Daniel also spoke for Jack and Lily. And I was thinking about it this morning. I do know that Daniel has stepped out of social media. For how long? I don't know. I know that he's backed up being front and center, but I can't help but wonder if that is why we're not getting even the rumors, even the stuff to talk about. We're not really getting any of that, right? Now we're dealing with the side story of Vincent and Shannon, who, by the way, is the wrong Shannon. Yes, Vincent is talking about this same person. He is. but there was another mention of a different Shannon who is also being talked about all over Facebook, and that is a different person, from what I understand. And it is Shannon's parents who have reached out to me, and they're getting their information from her. So I have no reason to not believe them. And eventually she will speak. She will talk. But you see what goes on social media with these people. I would be very hesitant as well, especially if I was recovering. Yeah, I don't know that I would volunteer to do it. The thing that keeps sticking out is the emphasis Malaya and Daniel put on that the backpack and it would be brown because it would be dirty. Again, back to planted evidence. And by the looks of that property, that cute little cream-colored backpack with strawberries on it probably wasn't clean if it was her play backpack. Daniel does what he should have done way back then, shutting up. If they're alive, I will be shocked. That's all, though. At this point, I've thought of every possible scenario. I think we all have, and we're all kind of on the same page. I was very disappointed that Kent encouraged Vincent to speak and was trying to get him subscribers. And still is. And that was part of my own thing. I just feel like we shouldn't be exploiting people like that, even though Vincent did come out and say his body is effed, his, his whatever his illness is, I can't remember word for word, but his mind is okay. And there was a picture of pills and a bottle, and he stated that he flushed his medication, and a knowledgeable individual who saw that did some research, and that was aspirin and cholesterol medication that he flushed down the toilet. So it's quite possible that he's not medicated for any mental illness, but you can't watch that video and not question his mental stability, no matter what. And that's just facts. Despite how I feel about Kent or his opinion, I would always stand up for him, even if I ever seen nasty comments. Now I leave it. He kind of did this to himself. He can fight his own battles. That's where I'm at. Especially the last go around. That was it. That was it. I snapped on him, and then that's it. I said what I said. That's it. Took him long enough, but maybe there's a reason he's quiet. DT's chat. A friend of his talked some sense into him. Yeah. How long is it that Daniel is missing? He's not missing. I do know he is in contact with somebody, but he's just stepped out of the spotlight. And like I said, I was one of the big proponents of telling him to stop talking on social media because he was not helping himself. But I knew, and he knew too, that if he stopped talking, then information would dry up. And what did he say? Like his exact words were, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't at this point. What's it going to look like if I just all of a sudden stop? And I said, probably about the same as it looks like when you keep going, right? Like it's either one or the other. And maybe somebody close to him finally got through to him that he wasn't helping himself. Danielle apparently held Malaya down and took her phone from her. I wonder if this happened on the morning of May 2nd. The delay in calling the cops. There's a line between being helpful, providing factual information, and giving opinions versus inserting yourself in the case and spreading disinformation. Kent has crossed that line. Many, many people have crossed that line. Someone tells you they believe kids are being abused and you help and you say, nah, not my business. That's a piece of shit human. He should have guilt. Yeah, I don't want to interfere. What went on over there was none of my business. Like, there's so many people that infuriate me in this whole thing. But the fact that he has lost everything, and he successfully drug his son through the mud and didn't stop. Didn't stop. It was unconscionable for a father to not back up and shut up. And then say the whole time, well, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up. No, you're not. Or trying to, there's things that I know that I can't talk about, but like trying his best to get Daniel to talk to certain people that is like publicly known who believe Daniel hurt the kids, and just playing little mind games because Durwood is so much smarter than everybody, and trying to get Daniel to, cooperate with private investigators and stuff like that we know believe Daniel has done something. Hey, Shauna, thanks for being here in New Brunswick. Daniel's cousin Mandy started speaking out and said that before the kids went missing, Malaya wanted to move to Truro, but Daniel didn't want to move. Does Patty not live in Truro, you guys? If you're on Facebook, just reach out to her. I don't have her email address, but she'll respond to you on Facebook. Or if you want to send me an email with your contact info, I can get it to her to reach out to you on email, whatever. Actually, I gave someone too much information about my strategy and Danny got the hint. But he was pretty thick, Mike. He knew what a lot of people were up to, including the RCMP, and it didn't seem to faze him. Daniel told me at the vigil he was going to take a break from all the internet stuff. And he had been saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then he did take a break, and then he appeared on Mike Demand's channel in his chat after something came out. And I can't remember what it was that came out, but he had taken a break and it was only like 2-3 days. This has been the longest Daniel has gone without being seen or heard from online. Only if you don't have a freaking clue would you listen to that BS. Backpack was only used to go to Grandma Cindy's. Yeah. And that didn't happen very often. So, but she was always trying to take it outside. She was always taking it outside, and she'd always like get in trouble. No, that's your Nana Patty's or Nana Cindy's backpack. Just take it back in the house. But she was always trying to use it for treasure hunting because Daniel's older daughter taught the kids treasure hunting on the property. So he was very, very much the devil's advocate when it came to Daniel for quite a while. Didn't matter what anybody said, Kent would be able to twist it and then point the blame back at Malaya. But now Kent is just very pro whatever Durwood has to say, in my opinion. Oh, really? That's rude. Why would you bring that in here? In Quebec, really? Is it that nice out? You said it was snowing and you fell asleep with your window open. Me too, I'd probably watch anything. And I wish I had more to report for you guys, but who is Kent? Count yourself lucky if you're not aware. Daphne? Is Daphne here? Hey, Daphne. I don't see you, but hey. Oh, there you are. Hi. Yeah, it took me 5 months to get mine, you guys. And I did pay double what they wanted for them. Just in case we went on strike and they had to send a Purolator and it still took 5 months. It seems like after the last interview with RCMP, he knows they may be suspecting him, so he's quit talking. He's convinced that the RCMP have zero suspicion on him or his mom. That was one of the last things that he said to me, you guys. I don't think so. You guys are talking about your bracelets. I'm so sorry that you're still waiting for it. What a shit show that whole fundraiser was. Like, how hard is it? You know, we did a members live one night. We raised all that money, and then within the week, we were together spending the money. And guess what? Everything's been delivered. So it's not hard to do things the right way and transparently. You shut your mouth when I'm here. I'm too real. Who are you? And who are you talking to? It's interesting. Why are people talking about Dickwood, what he said, didn't do, lied, or anything about him? Why give him the attention he's seeking? He's not worth bringing up. He loves it. Well, I do because I want to know what is so important. And if we're thinking about the unanswered questions from the very beginning, at what point did they start to think Malaya took the kids? Where did that come from? Was that Daniel and Janie truly thinking that, or just sitting around trumping it up if we think that they know what happened to the kids? Did they sit around in the first week and figure that out? But I have questions because why was he just out in the woods, waist deep ahead of the helicopters and everything else for show? You know what I'm saying? Or did it take a little bit longer than that to get that story, that possibility through their heads? And who would have been the one that did it? The one that came up with it, and why? Because if that's the case, why? What is so important that it has to, like, I don't know. That's why, Bobbles. Hey, Brian. Artsy, you shut your mouth when I get here. I'm too real. So that's the second one. What's going on? What's this person? Where's Wolfie? Where are my mods? Janice took over from Lana, and Kent only did road signs and flyers, right? Oh yeah, no, Kent has nothing to do with the bracelets at all. This is just a miscommunication between Lana, I think, and Janice does have the bracelets to ship out. But Janice is the one that you want to contact. Can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. Same fundraiser, Dylan Eller. Oh, right. You're right. I don't think there's anything like they weren't trying to be shady or anything. Don't get me wrong, but it went wrong. It went wrong. Sunny asked him to join the lives. Yes. He was asked to start coming on to give us a local perspective about the landscaping in the area. And, we had nobody, and this was like back early May, like when this first happened. I think we did our first live stream on this on May 7th. And Kent was in our chat, right, for a couple of weeks at least before, I think early June. Sunny had asked him to come up. Ouch. Good one. What's going on with Kent? Nothing. Nothing is going on with Kent. Just Kent has kind of made him. He's put himself in a situation that a lot of us are tired of defending him. So, because like other people, he refuses to stop. Hey, spirits. Watching from the beginning, you're not going to miss much. Like, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I just curious what everybody thought. Why Daniel is MIA right now, and I truly think that it's. I think because he was extraordinarily stressed out, right? I think myself, he needed a mental break. I do not think that he believes the RCMP are suspicious of him at all. I don't think so. I think that he was so wrapped up in being the main player, like the main storyline. I think it almost kind of started going to his head. Like he felt like he was this investigation. He was investigating it right up there with major crimes. And I think somebody might have been able to get through to him that this is not helping you. To me, it was helping the content and the conversation was not helping him. And there's so much other stuff, drama going on behind the scenes, but none of it is to me useful information, valuable information that's going to help figure out what happened to Jack and Lily. And I'm struggling right now, right? To figure out, where to go meaningfully. And that's why people like Mike MX, their content, their thoughtful opinions, new people, new perspectives, shenanigans. All these people, they're bringing this kind of new breath into it, and there's nothing really big to talk about. So it's more getting everybody up to, and the new people too, up to speed. Daphne, thank you for becoming a member. Have to figure out now. I have to figure out something to do for sure. And you said hi, and I'm pretty sure I said hi back. Where's Daniel? Maybe on a bender? I don't think so. So the way it works, and I do know this, so I know that random drug testing, okay, just completely random. He fully expected to be drug tested after his accident, but they didn't. But I know that his drug testing is completely random, right? So if they fail one drug test, or sorry, it's two. They failed 2 drug tests after that. No more visits. They have to go stand in front of a judge. You know, I think they get a warning, and then but having said that, he's still on his Facebook posting pictures of his visits with Meadow. So I think that there was one visit that he missed, and he told me it was because his ribs were so sore because of his accident. He couldn't drive. Probably didn't have a vehicle to drive either. But other than that, we've seen consistent pictures. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's it. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Hey, Bonnie. Not going to put that up, but I don't disagree. Okay. Okay. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I tried to reach out to him. I went a good week without even trying to talk to him. I was busy, I was moving and blah blah blah, and I didn't, I didn't have anything that I wanted to know or questions to ask him. Um, um, so it had been a while, and then a couple of days ago, I was talking to somebody else, and I said, "Have you heard from Daniel?" And they were like, "Yeah, just like last night, just very briefly." And so I reached out to him. I was like, "What's going on? Like, how you been?" But he still hasn't read it. So that's fair enough. There have been things that I said that I wouldn't say that have slipped out, but they're not relevant. You know what I mean? Like, to me, they're not relevant. Do you want to join me and Jen? I could probably do that a little later. I don't know how long I'll be on. I'm, just winging it today because I don't want the conversation to stop, but I also don't want to get involved in the drama and the bullshit. I just, gave my word that I would talk about Jack and Lily every single day that I was able to. And so here I am. I wouldn't doubt it. Sea Bounty, he's probably lurking. Am I close to the bottom yet? I feel like I'm far behind, but my email address is ticking across the bottom, you guys. Oh, you misspelled my name, is that why? It doesn't matter. My auntie still misspells my name. It's all good. What? Who said what? Who said what? What? Deleted Love Mike's XX channel. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hey, Joyous, good to see you. Rena Gale. Yeah, thanks for coming. Spirit, Dirkwood has the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old boy playing Fortnite. No comment. I agree. I truly, truly agree that that man has gotten way too much of our time. But at the same time, I thought it was important to show you because I had asked, you guys want to block him or not? And you're like, whatever. But now I wanted to block him because he was attacking people in my comments. It wasn't just me. So, anyways, I was going to go through Hunter S. True Crime. Has everybody seen the Malaya thing? Hunter S. True Crime? I'll let that one marinate with you guys for a second. Let me know if you've seen this. We can watch it. I don't know what time Daphne is going on. Why are you guys posting my email address? It's ticking across the bottom. Mike has not seen it. It's a good one. It's a good one. Don't think so. You saw it. I know that Sunny went through it. Sunny does the start and stop. And I know Justin does too. And I know it's more about copyright strikes or monetization or something. None of that really bothers me. So All right, what let's watch Hunter S True Crime for a few minutes. I'll probably stop it after a while. Daphne, if you could let me know what time you're gonna go live, and I will join you. But let's do this first, okay? Let me man, okay. If you can't hear this, let me know, because I can't remember if I hit the volume thing this time.
Hi, I'm Malaya. I'm going to start doing videos. Maybe you'd like to know more about me. Well, I'm part native, not Indian, but kind of ish. Native. It's like Mi'kmaq. Other things, my eyes are gray. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? Grass. Whoops. And also, one last thing, I love listening to music. And that's basically it. So, hope you guys are like having a great day. Bye. I know.
Lily is she was my little dream girl, that's the first granddaughter. And I love that she had the brown hair and she had a space between her teeth, which I had when I was a kid. So yeah, she was our little princess. Jack was such a sober, serious little baby that he didn't like to smile. You could tickle him, and he would look at you ever so serious, like he was really studying you. I thought they were the picture perfect family. She told me that she wasn't happy and she thinks she's going to leave. And I told her that we supported whatever she decides, that one good parent is way better than two broken ones. My son has been living here for 11 months now, and he does not have a criminal record whatsoever. And he has had nothing to do with the children for 3 years. Him and Malaya were together for 3.5 years. Their relationship went downhill really fast after Jack was born. Malaya told me that she was not happy. She definitely wanted out of the relationship. And we supported her 100%. My son, I don't know if it was the pressures of trying to support a family. I'm not sure what happened, but he started drinking a lot, started doing the drugs, and in the end, he just didn't care. And she got tired of it and left. She went to court for full custody, and she went to court for child support payments. And he was paying child support right up until 11 months ago now, when he lost his job, lost his apartment, and lost his vehicle, and that's why he's home. Now that we have that out of the way, does it suck? Yes, it does. I make no excuses for him, but he is my son, and I love him with all my heart. I looked at the fact that when her and my son separated, my son walked away. He chose to walk away, that she wanted sole custody of the kids. So she petitioned the courts for sole custody. And when she did that, he said he was done. Malaya, she was a sweetheart.
Hi guys, it's Malaya. It, it's more of like an about me video. So that, I don't know, because since I'm getting into this YouTube thing, I just thought it'd be more appropriate to know about me. A horse, it's a Percheron horse, and her name is Raven. A golden retriever. Dog named Kavai. I have a little Shih Tzu named Gabriella. She's something else. horseback ride, but I had to quit because my back problems would not go away. Or even when I first rode her when she was green, I got bucked off and forever. Now I have back problems. I love animals, all kinds, but my most favorite animal is a wolf. And if I could get a husky dog, they're like they resemble wolves, I would. Now to dance when I'm really hyper, I can get really, really hyper, and I'm just like my last thing about me. I'm a Canadian. Yeah.
Anytime we wanted to see the kids, she'd come by for a visit. She'd bring them by all the time. It was actually really, really good. When she broke up with Cody and was back at her mom's, it was about 6 to 7 months when she told me she's going to start dating again. And I told her I thought it was a wonderful idea. And she had met somebody. She posted pictures of them. They were together only for a couple of months, and she told me that it didn't work out, that she just found him a little overbearing, and she wasn't happy with the way he was around the kids. So that ended, and it was only about possibly a month, maybe a month and a half, when she stated she met Darren, or Daniel, sorry. Yeah.
What struck me about Belinda is that she understood and described a change in Malaya that she noticed over the last few years.
I thought her gift was being a mom. That I really thought that was her God-given gift, that she seemed to just breathe through it.
And I wanted to talk about that really quickly and only because of the Vincent story, right? So we're talking Vincent's 2022, okay? So that is almost 4 years ago. We don't know what month in 2022, I don't think. But that makes Lily 2 years old. Right? Am I mathing wrong? And Jack, like a baby. And we just learned from Belinda that back then, Malaya would have still been with Cody, possibly even at Grandma Patty's. So this couldn't be the kids, even though I can pull up my email and read to you. Just give me one sec. I'm not going to, obviously, I can't share, I'm not going to share the contact information. They have been active on commenting on people's posts and stuff, just kind of asking for a little bit of compassion when it comes to their daughter. But there was something that they said to me that I feel like is important to share with you. Okay. Shannon does believe that she said something about somebody's kids just in conversation or gossiping being like neglected and wish that she could take them, but it wasn't, she was going to kidnap them. So, and that's coming from obviously her parents who speak to her. So, I mean, take what you want out of that, and I can definitely ask them if I can share more of our conversations. But I believe that this is not the Shannon that's been implicated more recently. This is the Shannon that Vincent obviously picked up all those years ago. This is that same woman, but there's no connection to Jack and Lily. She claims, and Daniel they both claim that they don't know each other. So, I mean, how much attention does that storyline need to have? To me, it's not good. It's very harmful, because especially if you don't have proof that this is the right person, or that it's related to Jack and Lily's case, and she's a recovering addict, the stress of even being implicated in something as horrendous as this could cause her to spiral. And I don't want to be responsible or even play a hand in causing harm to anybody. So I just wanted to stop and break that in because of the timeline that we have from Belinda today, from this video, and the email that I got from Shannon's parents. So thank you so much, House Music. I thought you were already a member. Thank you. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Hopefully everybody went over and liked Mike's subscribe to Mike. Let's get him to 1,000, you guys. We can do it. I know we can do it. If I have 1,400 subscribers, we can like less than 200 of you can go over there, get him to 1,000. His name is Sherwood Ofulio. Strange you should say that because I like to do talk to text because I drive a lot, and for some reason my Siri likes to correct Durwood to Sherwood. So I've stopped even correcting them. People that I talk to text with know. They know. All right, let's continue.
Actually, everything a grandmother could want for a mom.
Really?
He was an excellent mom. An excellent mom who didn't raise her voice. Wendy had more patience than
Right. Sorry, I want to get this. Charmaine, I messed up the time. Malaya started dating a few months after she moved into Patty's place. That lasted for a few months, and then she met Daniel. I find it hard to keep up with the dates. Like, I can understand that. I'm with you there, and I'm like not even directly involved, but thank you for clearing that up, Belinda. All right, let's continue.
than I had as a mom.
Wow. And so, what do you think happened?
Things started to change when she met Daniel.
Okay.
That she had told us about meeting him, and that she did believe it was going somewhere. So I was happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, well, as long as he makes her happy, because kids are happy if mom's happy.
Yeah.
And we kept in communication that the kids' birthdays and Christmas, that she was staying with her grandmother at that time in Truro.
Yeah.
So we would go there to drop off the kids' birthday gifts or Christmas gifts and visit with them. Then we noticed that it started to change a bit.
And what kind of change did you notice in her?
She started to get distance. That the last visit she had them here, that was in the summer before Jack's birthday, so that probably would have been around July or August.
Mm-hmm.
He did make the comment that it bothered Daniel coming to visit us. That he assumed that she was coming so she could run into Cody. And I thought, well, I mean, they're only young, so we made it clear that, look, if he's got a problem, bring him too.
Do you think that the reason why you haven't seen him in the last 2 years is because of that? Because
I do feel it's because of him. I do. I mean, she was coming all the time up until she got with him. But Malaya knew that this will always be a second home for her, that they were our grandkids, so she was more than welcome here whenever she wanted to come by.
What do you remember about the kids? Yes, they were happy. Yeah, very happy. Yeah? Yeah, every time I seen them. They always lived at their grandmother's in Truro. I got you, okay. Yeah, well, that's their great grandmother. Yep. Yeah, yeah. That's Patty Perry. That's where I used to go visit. Okay. Yeah. What? Until this guy moved him away, and that was the last time I seen him.
when's the last time that you got to see Lily and Jack?
I seen Lily last year when she brought her up here. That's the last time I seen Lily.
Connie Brooks told us some interesting information. Malaya had been there to get her status card updated. So she is a member of the First Nation. And she visited her grandmother and other relatives. And her grandmother asked her about her relationship with Daniel Martell.
She don't know, but I asked her, did he hurt you? She didn't really say he hurt her, but he held her down. He held her down and took her phone on her, and she couldn't talk. She couldn't be allowed to use the phone.
Certainly, the Mi'kmaq community has been involved in the search and providing legal assistance to their mother, so it is a part of the story. We learned through our reporting that Nova Scotia's Child Protection Office had been contacted by the kids' school out of concern about the way they were showing up at school. We don't know the specific details of what the concern was that prompted that call, but we do know that that caused a child protection worker to go to the children's house and interview their parents, and this was in the months before their disappearance.
The CPS went to their house in December, and they should have took kids out of there. Like, look at the look of the house. Yeah, we had the locks on the door, and the boy being there. Yeah. But why is he staying there? Now she could have went to her grandmother's in Bob Hill. You know how many times we tried to? She was at the grandmother's before they went there. Dan and her. He got 2 from a previous marriage. And those 2 that are missing are hers. Then they got the little girl together. And he didn't like her kids at all. She said they beat them all.
I was looking through the Facebook page of the children's school to understand what their school life was like. I was really just curious about the types of things they did at school and, you know, what their lives were like there. And I came across a photo of Jack with a black eye. And so that photo was dated December 13th, 2024. It was 5 months before he and Lily disappeared. I asked Daniel how Jack received the black eye in December, and he didn't respond. But in private Facebook messages that were shared with me, he acknowledged that Jack had many black eyes. He said Lily even had a black eye when Jack and Lily disappeared from an incident that happened on May 1st, the day before the children went missing. He said a Tonka truck that she pushed down on swung up and hit her in the face.
But the most of the black eyes were probably from Lily because, and I don't want to say 100% because Jack was really clumsy too. Like when we used to take him to the woods, he'd fall a lot. I remember one time too, Jack ran right into the doorknob on the door. They would throw stuff at each other. They were quite aggressive toward each other.
At the house like that, I'm checking to see if there's food in the fridge. I'm checking. Yeah. See if there's locks on. It's just that he's a lock. Daniel's daughter, she's like 8 or 9. Her name is Wayne. She said, well, they helped out in the room. No, but she didn't care. She drew them all and clothes her stuff and filled. Was she always like this? Yeah. Or you wasn't brought up like that. Hey, they asked her to take the kids out. This is in December. And plus, why was she staying there? If someone beat my kids, I'm breaking their fucking neck. Exactly. And 3 months ago, he told her, before that happened, I'll say 3 months before May, we had the U-Haul truck to move her back to her grandmother's home. She had a big thing. Got a red truck from Bob Hill. The day before, no, I'm not moving. Yeah, I want to stay here. I rats in the wall. Exactly. I think that's like many times.
After seeing the place, seeing the condition of the home, it was like the total opposite of what I knew of Malaya. She was always clean, very clean about herself, about the kids, about her home. This home looked more like a camp, but it was very unkempt. I was pretty surprised. And I went in to see Malaya again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very non-emotional. very just flat monotone. But Malaya's very soft spoken anyway. That she's not usually excitable. When I found out that they were missing, I thought they were lost in the woods. I thought they were lost in the woods right up until we went there Saturday morning. And seeing where Malaya lived, seeing Malaya herself. And I still thought, well, the children must be up in the woods. There was a lot of woods. You could see the kids' toys all over the yard. You knew they well played there. Malaya was pretty, I'm not sure if it's shock, but she was very flat, non-emotional flat. I put it down to shock, that she just didn't know what to do, and she kept saying she didn't know what to do. As for the people around her, I know when we come into the driveway, Janie was sitting on some kind of a bench thing or something in the driveway, and I can't remember who the woman was beside her. There was a policewoman standing there, and the policewoman was talking to them. We couldn't make out what she was saying until we got up closer. And Janie was really crying a lot. And this woman was saying to her, "It's okay, Mom. They're not blaming you. They just want to look in your trailer. They're not blaming you. They just need to make sure that there's nothing in the trailer." And
There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this would have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
she went on to say that there was nothing in the trailer. She didn't want them around her dog. And the policewoman told her that she was impeding an investigation and she would have to get a search warrant. And then I thought, well, we'll just continue on into the trailer. When I walked into the trailer, we went in through the front door where it's a little porch there on the front. We went in through that door. And you walk right into the kitchen area. The table's right across from the door. The living room is off to the right. There's a wood stove. It's not quite in the middle of the living room floor, but it juts out in the living room floor a fair bit. Recyclables were everywhere. Piled up bags everywhere. The counters were so full you couldn't pick out any one thing because it was really piled up with a lot of stuff. She was totally, a good way to put it was she looked totally lost. She had Meadow on her hip. She was holding Meadow, and she looked totally lost. When I got inside the trailer and after I had hugged Malaya, I mean, I took to crying. Now, I didn't notice because I wasn't watching, but my sister stated that she noticed Malaya wasn't crying at all. She didn't have any tears, that she was very non-emotional. Right away, she thanked me for coming. And I noticed that her grandmother, Patty, was there. She was sitting on the couch. And I asked Malaya if she'd heard anything yet. Did they find anything yet? And she said no. I said, who are the ones outside? And she told me that was Janie, Daniel's mom, and that was Justin, Daniel's brother. I asked if those were the doors that the children went out, and she said yes, and she opened and closed them to show me how quiet they were, which I did find a little strange. I asked her around what time she seen them, and she said she never seen them since Thursday night when she put them to bed. I asked her what time she thought they got up, and she said between 8 and 8:30. But she said she didn't see them. She heard them out in the other room playing. She never said what room. She just said she heard them out in the room playing, and she drifted off to sleep. And when she woke up again, she didn't hear nothing, and she realized that the place was just too quiet. So they got up and they searched. She said they searched the house, they searched the yard, and then I think she said Daniel went off in the truck to search. So I asked her, I said, we're here to search. So you know your kids. You're the mom. Moms know their kids. You know what takes their interest, where they like to go around the yard, where you have to get after them all the time. And she said they always like to play up by their fort. So I told her we would start up there. So we headed out, and that's where we started. I never met Daniel that day. She told me that he was out searching. He's been searching since they've been gone. The dog barked from the time we entered the property. It just became background noise. It never stopped barking. Right away, it was hitting me that there's just no way these kids would be in these woods. It was just like a jungle. We went up through the woods. We made it to a field in the back, and we combed the woods beyond that. And then we seen all these wood roads going, these old pathways going. So we were up there for about an hour, and we headed back down. And I went back into the trailer, and Malaya had Meadow cradled on her hip, and there was a couple of groups of people, but I wasn't paying any attention to the people at that point. So I don't know who they were. And she was going to different groups, talking with people. Malaya was totally off. At first, I thought it was shock. But when I come home Saturday night, and I kept thinking about her behavior because it was very odd to me.
I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no.
And then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack. So I jumped straight up out of bed. Silence is never a good thing when you have kids, because you know they're getting into something.
And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them. I miss them.
The last 3 days are very stressful. I mean, ever since the Friday morning when we noticed that the children were gone.
The day after the children went missing, that Saturday of May 3rd, there was an argument at the home between.
What unedited video. Diesel. Somebody wants to tell me I have no problem. Feeling warm copied Belinda's language. No, they are not warm. Mirroring. Yeah. I don't, somebody had asked like how much meth it would take to, you know, that a child would need to ingest to seriously harm them. And so I went on a little hunt and there was a story. I've got this video paused right now, but I would like to share this story and I will read it to you. It's not gonna, I do not recommend searching how much meth it takes to kill a kid. Do not recommend, because the first thing that comes up obviously is your warnings if you're struggling with addiction, all that kind of stuff, which is very important, but that's obviously I was not trying to get any ideas or anything. It's not for myself. It's literally just to share the information with you guys. But anyways, what I was, yeah, I will go on a list. And I mean, fine, whatever, I can go on a list because I don't have small children, number one. And number two, I don't even know what meth looks like, let alone be interested in any of it. But here is a story that I found. There was some medical reports that I kind of glazed through, but there was nothing concrete. And it's because it's not easy to determine. This here says it's impossible to know how much meth Edmonton newborn ingested. Information found in court documents offers new insight into the death of an 11-day-old girl in Edmonton. However, a Dallas-based toxicologist says we can't interpret too much from the data. On March 29th, 11-day-old Elena Rice died of methamphetamine at overdose. In mid-May, the girl's mother, Michelle Rice, was charged with second-degree murder. Court documents obtained by Global News indicate Elena had methamphetamine concentration of 0.23 milligrams per liter of blood when she died. Dr. Robert Johnson is a toxicologist in the medical examiner's office in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. He says the concentration isn't usually fatal in adults, but babies are very different. Any amount of meth can be fatal for infants. Johnson also says it's difficult to quantify how much of the narcotic Elena would have had to ingest to have the blood concentration of 0.23 milligrams per liter. It's impossible to get there just in general. That amount of meth in a blood sample, it's probably more than a crystal or two. It would probably have to be a more significant amount than that. The information could be important in court. Second-degree murder conviction requires the Crown to prove that the accused knew or ought to have known her actions could lead to death. The court documents indicated Edmonton toxicologists concluded that methamphetamine concentration was too high to have come from breast milk. It must have been ingested either orally or anally. Johnson said that he does not disagree with the conclusion of his Edmonton counterparts. However, he says it's hard to know how much of the drug can be transmitted through breast milk because there isn't enough data. But even if that's a question, you guys, I think that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes, because the amount of what the mother ingests that goes into breast milk, yes, it's significant, but it's not not all of it goes into the breast milk. You know what I mean? And I get this is an 11-day-old infant, but the information contained in documents filed by police when seeking to obtain a search warrant for Rice's home, none of the claims have been proven in court. Police wrote Rice found Elena unconscious and not breathing. She called 911 and Elena was taken to the Stollery Children's Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Rice remained at her home and spoke with police officers. Court documents indicate that her daughter had been sleeping in a bassinet near Michelle's bed, but woke up crying during the night. Michelle then breastfed Elena and put her to bed beside her in the bed. Documents also say Rice told police she fell asleep while breastfeeding. Police also claimed that Rice, in subsequent interviews, told officers Elena had never been alone with anyone other than her. She said she had been sober for the last 9 to 10 months from everything other than a small amount of alcohol, and the last time she consumed meth was when she was pregnant with Elena about 9 or 10 months ago. Rice acknowledged to the officers she had a vaporizer pipe, and it was possible she still had baggies with meth residue inside them. Police were granted a search warrant. They searched Rice's home on April 7th, and other documents indicate they seized multiple pipes and a small drug bag and drugs. So, but I also question now, seeing the videos of Malaya younger and her saying that she was bucked off a horse and now she has back problems. Were those back problems fixed? Does she still have back problems? And does she take painkillers, pain management for that issue? I've always wondered if there wasn't a baggie of something more colorful that maybe Lily and or Jack could have gotten hold of and wanted to share some with their sibling. But I don't know, you guys, because to me, if the HRD dogs were there and they had walked in on something and found the kids, say at midnight when Daniel flipped the light on to check on them, if there was something that they noticed then, wouldn't the HRD dogs have picked something up unless they were just unconscious and mistakenly passed? One thing that Jeannie said that really caught my attention was about how she goes shopping with her brother Ron every Friday, yet didn't want to go on that day out of all days. That's not the only thing about Janie's morning, that morning. Also, the fact that both her and Malaya had said that Janie always calls them to let them know if the kids got outside or if Jack didn't have his boots, or why that morning? Why was everything so out of routine that morning? It's troubling. And I mean, I did too, right away, the first time Sonny and I covered this case, our first live stream, and we were going over the interviews, and we watched Malaya's interview over and over again. And I said, what does she mean the first night? Because that interview was on Saturday. So Thursday night should have been the worst night. Not one of the worst nights. It's all troubling. And the fact that they refuse to come out and solidify anything they said or clarify anything that they said, to me speaks volumes. It really does. There's no reason for this. It was stated the phone GPS dinged 2 times at drugstore. Did someone go in for Narcan? I doubt it. Like, I think we've determined, and Daniel has admitted to using meth and cocaine. Malaya said that Daniel was up all night. So I think it's safe to assume that there was drug use that night. And at that point, Narcan, I don't know that anybody was in recovery to get Narcan or to care to get Narcan, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I don't think so. CPS, none of the records have been released, no. Also, the RCMP checked Janie's washer and dryer 3 times, so those runs at night, someone might have been dirty and their clothes washed. But maybe, but if I have information that somebody who was involved in some of the online, we'll call it harassment, was contacted, and they were told that Janie and Daniel had been cleared of suspicion. That doesn't make it true, but I don't know that they would be. I don't know that they would have said that if they found actual evidence of something, anything in Janie's washer spinner. So that's just my own take. I don't have any information to argue with you there. Okay. Okay. Good to know you guys. Thanks. I have no idea. I do drug and alcohol testing for DOT. I do not use drugs. I don't have any information. I know what can cause false positives on drug tests. But how do we know CPS was fully involved, or is that still speculation? According to Daniel, the CPS case was closed, but I don't buy that. However, I don't think it's speculation, because who was it? It was somebody higher up in CPS that had issued a memo, or released a memo that was sent internally after the kids disappeared, and that prompted somebody to come out and make a statement to the media. The ministry did make a statement, right? So we do know that there was, I don't know, according to Daniel, the case was closed, but I mean, I can't see it. If they were only called in December, and I don't know, I don't think so. And if they were called in December, again, it's not too far of a leap to say they were called because of, not only because of Jack's black eye, but probably accumulation of other factors, and then add on Jack having a black eye raised raised concern with mandated reporters, I believe. Narcan is for heroin. It kills you, and sometimes you can come it and it can bring you back to life. It took my brother away from us. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Methadone is for withdrawals for downers, meaning opioid, oxy, perks, all that kind of medication, not uppers. I don't think that there is an unedited, if you're talking about an unedited version of Malaya's video, I don't know where, and I'm not calling her a liar or anybody else a liar and nothing like that. I'm just saying I don't know how Ninchi would get a hold of that and nobody else hear of it. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If you find it, let me know. Interesting. Yeah, I agree about Mike for sure. What do you think, you guys? Do you want to continue with Hunter S. True Crime, or do you want to call it a day and go over to Daphne, or what do you want to do? I don't mind either way. I'm solo today. Who are we? Just in case y'all want to do that. The RCMP. Oh, wait. Apparently, Charmaine, people here have watched it, so we are looking for it for you to play. Okay. Okay. So I will go ahead and continue with Hunter S. True Crime for now. And if you find it, let me know. Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna do Hunter, absolutely. More in depth is I'm just here to talk to everybody and to get like, I think this has been very I think it's been good to keep the conversation going, but it's very very surface level stuff here with me until I get permission to talk about more. And it's super hard because the way things go on social media and stuff, people just don't want their names out there. So just know I'm trying to get permissions and to get interviews, and I will eventually get them. Am I allowed to stream another stream? Yeah, you can, as long as you have permission, or give credit in your show notes and make sure your audience knows what you're watching. Most content creators don't mind that, as long as you're telling people who's getting the credit. Okay, let me know if you find the unedited video and I will play Hunter S. True Crime. And if you want to go to Daphne's, I'll see you there eventually. But here we go.
Between Malaya's family members and some of Daniel's family members. One of Malaya's family members hurled an accusation that Daniel had something to do with the children's disappearance. And this stemmed from discussion about meth use in the home.
And there was drugs. Drugs was involved, and that's what fueled the family altercation in the driveway. And I'll be the one to say that because I got so freaking mad after this was found out, because then I said to him, I said, that's exactly why you're acting the way you are, running around like a madman, acting like you're doing everything and everybody's just sitting back, like relaxing. Like nobody was, but nobody was running around like a chicken with their head cut off because we weren't on drugs. Do you know what I mean? But that's what the altercation was, because I was like, I confronted his family. It was actually me. And I said, what the hell, guys? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is that involved? My sister broke down and she admitted that he's been on it for 2 years. Yeah, that was just as Malaya was going down to the press conference. Yeah. So Malaya broke at the end of the driveway. She was crying, and I was like, like, what's going on? And she wouldn't talk. And I looked at her and I said, now's the time to talk. Like, get fucking talking. Like, what's going on? And she broke down, and that's what it came about, that he was doing that. And yeah, so they all got very, very mad when that came about, and they all kind of said, you know what, we already knew that. Well, if you knew that, why the hell is there children in a home with somebody? Like, why aren't you protecting the kids up?
Daniel told me about the fight on the first day I met him. And I also learned that his mother, Janie McKenzie, kicked Malaya's family members off the property.
Sounds so Haley. Was it her Haley? Haley Mackenzie. She goes, you get out of my fucking yard. That's what it was. Laney come right up here. You get out of my fucking yard. Don't you accuse my fucking son.
After that point, at a briefing, a police update that Daniel and Malaya attended together, Malaya left the briefing in tears. When Daniel tried to speak to her alone, her mother would not let him. And that there was also an altercation there that resulted in Malaya leaving with her mother, cutting off contact with Daniel, and the two have broken up. She's changed her Facebook status to single, and she has not come back to the community.
Yeah, just before Malaya had left, Malaya planned to, the baby was going to go with Logan. There was a lot of like, kind of like, give me the baby, I'm taking the baby, and then, oh, you can come too. And it was kind of like, you know, Malaya, like, I spoke to her and I was like, why don't you go with your mom? She wasn't made to go with her mom. As her sister, I could see what was right and what was wrong in that moment.
When I got there, I said, do you want me to stay with the baby? You can go look. She goes, I'm going to stay with the baby. Okay, said whatever. So I went looking. So that was the next thing, was when she was told that the baby had to leave the residence. She's exactly told she did not have to leave the residence. They just wanted the baby off the residence, from the residence. As like this whole scenario isn't something a kid should be a part of. So the baby was going to come to my house. So she's never been apart from the baby. Never. Like she's meadow. So I said, you're more than welcome to come too. If not, I am comfortable. I have 3 kids of my own. Like Malaya, I can take care of this kid. Like I can take care of the baby, no problem. So first the baby, it was just going to be the baby. And then she decided she was going to come with me. So, but then something changed and we were at the briefing. Her mother said something to her. And then I had to take everything out of my car and put it in her mother's car. And like I said, she had this whole plan, like she was going to drive her car into my house. Mm-hmm. And she was going to, and then the plan changed. Oh, I'm going to take the car to my mother's. Like I'm going with my mother. Well, she didn't even come back for the car. Like the search and rescue had her car towed to wherever she was because they left the car. That's how much of a hurry that was to leave.
They were trying to persuade her to stay with the baby. And I told her that she really needs to sit and think what's best for her and the baby at this time. And she ended up going with her mom. And that was willingly. It was nobody talking her in to go. I'm just like, you know, you have a home. You'll be treated right. There will be food. There will be love. Like, you know what I mean?
So to know that he got home to go contact her, that he was blocked and deleted, was a complete and utter shock.
Sunday, I didn't go searching. That my niece and friends of hers, they're hikers, so they stated they would go for me. So they went Sunday. Then Monday, my sister and I decided, well, we were going to go back. So we had my nephew, and he had a 4-wheel machine because we wanted to take the trails back further towards the pipeline. And like I said, there's trails that go everywhere through there. So we started searching right away. And when we were done with that search, I come back out and they stayed out by the road, and I started to walk in because I wanted to let Malaya know that we were searching to see if she had any more information. And that's when I had met Logan. That when I walked into the driveway and I said hi to them, and Justin was really upset. He was crying. Daniel was out talking to reporters at the end of the driveway. And Justin was really, really upset. So right away I was thinking they must have got some kind of bad news. So when I walked up close, right away Logan said, "Who are you? And what do you want?" And I just told her, I said, "Don't get molded with me." I said, I'm the grandmother on the biological father's side. And right away she apologized. She apologized profusely. And then she proceeded to tell me that Malaya left on Saturday. Basically, yeah, Logan just filled me in on how Malaya had left. That they don't know what's going on. She was all set to go to her place, and Cindy said something to her. They don't know what it is. Cindy said something to her, and just like that, Malaya up and left. And she said she took her Facebook down. And that kind of surprised me. So later on that night, I checked, and yes, I found out that she had taken her Facebook down, and she wasn't responding to me at all. So I called a friend, and I got her to check Malaya's Facebook, and she stated that the Facebook's down, but she'll reach out through Messenger. I was also blocked on Messenger with Malaya. So she reached out, and Malaya reached back, and Malaya's words were, I think I had sent them to you, that if Belinda wants to know that me and Meadow are safe, and if Belinda wants to know anything about her grandchildren, she can contact the RCMP. The Malaya I knew would never word it like that. So I assume maybe Cindy was the one that sent that message.
How old is Malaya?
Malaya is 27, I believe.
And Daniel's 30.
32, I believe.
So is it
Wait,
Malaya,
I'm surprised that they-
mom that has access to the little one right now?
The baby, Meadow is in custody of her mother. Like Malaya has custody of Meadow at the moment.
And has Daniel had the opportunity since this has happened to visit Meadow?
No.
So who's preventing him? Is it Malaya that's preventing him from doing that?
From what I understand, it's children do.
I don't understand why they wouldn't allow Daniel access.
I don't understand why, if this is a case.
Malaya has the baby.
Unless she made allegations of domestic abuse. But even then, it have to go to family court, and he should be allowed at minimal right now.
All right. Let me read this one out loud because heaven forbid we mix anything up with the Durwood. Belinda said she's on the line with Darren, and he says it was his brother Vern who stayed at Patty's. I only met the man for a minute, but Darren now says it wasn't him. My son said it was Patty's cousin. So, I mean, could be a mistake there. Thank you for clarifying that, Belinda. Godspeed on the line with Durwood. Good Lord. Thank him for me for the view again, but continuing on.
Supervised access.
But when I did try to call Malaya afterwards, like on that Sunday, to check on Meadow and to check on her, she answered. And as soon as she answered, what I got was, I said, "How is Meadow?" She goes, "Meadow is fine." And then I hear in the background, "Who are you talking to? Hang that phone up." So then when I called back the next time, because I'm very persistent, I'm going to call the next day, my number was blocked. So, you know, little trick on your phone, if you're blocked, you can private your number and it will still go through. So I did call, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to see who would answer the phone. Her mother answered the phone, and she went Malaya's phone, so I did not talk, and I just hung up the phone because I know I wasn't going to get anyone.
Her mother has told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP said it just advised people to be mindful of the information they share.
Like again, I said, I don't really want to touch on anything to do with Malay and what her future plans are.
Everything's touch and go. The subject is very touchy for family. Malaya is trying to live somewhat of a normal life. She shouldn't be expected to sit in the house and be miserable. She can have a life too, right? We don't know what happened. I only know from what I was told. I obviously wasn't there when the kids went missing, but she deserves to not be ridiculed as well, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sticking up for anybody in the situation. I know as much as everybody else about what had happened.
It doesn't get any easier. I mean, 1 month has passed.
At the vigil, Martell didn't know what to expect, but people came. Strangers stood silent, held candles, and left messages. The children's mother didn't attend the vigil.
Your focus outward around Malaya and toward the kids. Don't attack Malaya, because her mental health is, it's going to be reflected on her daughter. So I don't want anyone attacking Malaya anymore.
They had just ran, the baby, and ran from where he was supposed to be staying at his mother's house under full supervision. She took the baby and ran, and supposedly ran to the reservation in Cubanacity. And if that's going to break some things, because she broke the CPS contract of being fully supervised there, and her mother was there and resisted her running, and so now she went against her mother and everybody and ran by herself.
When she was on the run with Meadow, fled to the reserve when she wasn't being supervised. Darren called me and said Malaya's unsupervised. So then I called Malaya's phone from my aunt's phone, because I was at my uncle's at the time. Used my aunt's phone. I called Malaya's phone. Malaya picked up, and I could tell from the background that she was in a moving vehicle. So Darren was correct on that. And so then I called major crimes investigators, and I said, Malaya's on the run with Meadow. And they said, there's nothing we can do, Daniel. You got to call CPS for that. I called CPS, but they were already closed. And it was actually Cindy, her own mother, which called CPS on Malaya, which had Meadow removed.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so,
that's something new that the public probably doesn't know.
And what ended up resulting, what happened? Did CPS find her, pick her up? Obviously?
CPS went to her father's house along with RCMP, I do believe, and they actually took Meadow out of her care while she was at Henry's.
Gotcha. And Meadow's been in CPS, with CPS since?
She's in foster care.
Gotcha. And are there any, is there an end result in that? Do you guys think that she'll be in foster care for much longer?
Not sure at the moment. I mean, there's so many moving parts in this, Daniel. I'm not sure, especially with Jack and Lily being missing in that case, because they're Malaya's children. CPS, it has them included into the court case. Like they have them included in the court cases because it's involuntary, right? Because she's the mother of them. She's connected to Meadow, so they're automatically seen in the court case.
I believe a member of the family heard what I was saying when I was turned it up and notified Malaya, and Malaya broke and ran.
The mother of Lily and Jack Sullivan, who have been missing for over 5 months, released a statement, a written statement. I'm going to read what she had to say for those who didn't see this yet. As a mother, I love my children more than life itself and feel so heartbroken not being able to hold my 2 children, Lily and Jack, kiss them, breathe in their scent, or tuck them into bed, dress them, wake up to their sweet smiling faces. The longing I have for them to come back home to me is a greater feeling that I could never imagine feeling or put into words how I am feeling. There is not one single day, minute, or second that goes by that I am not thinking of them. I walk into a store and all I see is things they love that I want to get for them when they come home. The candy they like, the clothes they wear, the toys they love. All I see is them. I so desperately just want them home safe and sound, back into my arms where I will never let them go. I am truly traumatized not being able to hear the sweet sound of their voices, their laugh when they would sing a Gabby's Dollhouse song that now only makes me cry when I hear it, because all I hear is Lily and Jack singing along. Not being able to breathe in their scent when I embrace them tightly, I don't want these moments to be memories. I want my babies back home, my Lily Mae and Jackie. The pure pain I suffer of just not knowing where they are has impacted my life and Meadows and my family in the most devastating way. Life feels extremely hard to keep going with no answers. It is just pure lostness. Like I can no longer feel at home anymore. No matter how lost I feel, I have not ever given up hope that my children will be returned. I have all of the faith and hope that I will see them again. Please, anyone with information, come forward. Please do not be afraid to use your voice to help bring home Lily and Jack. Even the smallest details are crucial. She goes on to say, I will never stop searching for my children until they are found and brought home safe and sound. Someone somewhere knows something, so please help bring my babies home. To the incredible volunteers, searchers, investigators, and compassionate strangers who have stood beside us, thank you. You showed me that love, kindness, and compassion still shine even in the darkest times. Everything you've done has not gone unnoticed. Thank you with deepest gratitude, Malaya Brooks Murray.
So that is the end of Hunter S. True Crimes. Where am I? Video. Yeah, I said he always does such good work rounding everything up, right? And you're right, if there is an unedited video out there, I think Hunter will be the one that's gonna find it. Few things that were talked about in chat. Just give me a second. So, and I said when Daniel had told me that, and I believe he told Belinda as well, that Malaya was searching or suffering from something even worse than postpartum depression. I started to kind of open my mind a little bit what could have been going on in that first interview, that only interview, basically. And I thought to myself, okay, if she was truly that disconnected from Jack and Lily and she was just focusing on Meadow and Daniel was doing everything, he was feeding them, he was getting them ready for school, he was basically their sole caregiver because Malaya had checked out and now she's smacked in the face with the reality of her kids gone missing, can't find them. It's been overnight now and now she's in front of television cameras. And could that be like the most brutal reality check that we're witnessing in real time in that first interview. Obviously, that was very early on, and since then, I cannot for the life of me figure out why a mother who says all of those things about her kids and telling people don't be afraid to use your voice, but yet refuses to use her own voice. When it comes to the emotion that I think is real on Daniel included, emotions come from anything, right? It could be fear, it could be guilt, it could be sorrow, it could be grief, it could be trauma, it could be so many things that's causing the real emotion, in my opinion, the real emotion. Mike DeMann, I know he picked up on Daniel's emotion basically being triggered by anything to do with Jack, and it's clear. I mean, that's facts, right? You can see in any interview that Daniel gets emotional in, right before he becomes emotional, the topic is Jack. And with Malaya, to me, it's no different. You can see the grief on her face. You can see it, but is it worry? Is it something else? There's no way to know where that emotion is coming from, what the cause of it is. That's all just my opinion, but yeah. The first time Derwood called in anywhere, it does seem like yesterday, doesn't it? I mean, I cannot believe that we're 2 days away, you guys. 7 months and 2 days. This is sad, and it literally took Daniel 6.5 months to disappear. And there's a part of me that hopes that he still is in contact with major crimes like he says he is. But further, I hope there's a part of me that hopes that he comes out of the bushes and talks about some stuff, just because it seems to give us more fodder to discuss. And I'm looking right now for a picture. Did everybody see his latest picture of his visit with Meadow? Did you all see that? Because I can pull it up here. Wrong one. Hello. It, it was about a week ago, but it is still the most latest one that he's shared publicly. And I will put it up for everybody to see. And he does have, maybe it's just me, but he does have a different look about him. Why did that not come up? Oh, here we go. So there it is. I don't know. He looks exhausted to me. Meadow's still looking as cute as ever. But Daniel, I don't know. There's something in his eyes. Something's changed. What do you think? Nice warm jacket. Okay, Mosius, where did you see Daleen talk on a video? Yes, Cindy, he's blocked. He's done. I'm sure he will, figure out a way to sneak in, but he's definitely watching because he reached out to Belinda to correct us here today. Again, Derwood, thanks for the view. That's the one I showed. I didn't show. I didn't go live yesterday. I was sick. He looks less smug. There's something here, and like I said, it could just be me reading into it too much, but he doesn't have the same look to him. Slowed down the drugs, and I've said my opinion on that, and it's based solely on, to me, common sense, that if he's continuing to see Meadow and he's getting random drug testing, either they're not drug testing him at all or he's not using, because he doesn't know when they're going to test him, right? And he hasn't lost his right to see her yet. So, and something has changed. He's not interacting online. That's right. I was told the social worker wrote the letter for her, allegedly. For who? For who? He's given up the fight and he's accepting what has happened and maybe guilty knowledge and remorse. My question for Daniel the entire time was, why do you do it? Why do you keep yourself out there even though everybody thinks that you've done horrible things? These are your stepchildren and their biological parents aren't saying anything. Why do you keep doing this? You know, and he told me, well, he's he's their step parent. He's the only one that is speaking for them. And you know, at the very beginning, he said he gave Malaya his word that he would always be there for them, but I don't think that that's the case anymore. I think that they've both broken many words that they've given each other. And I'm not thinking, like, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not, you know, I'm not a pro Daniel channel, but what I'm saying is, for a guy to put himself through everything that he's put himself through, and he didn't have to, at the very beginning, after a certain amount of time, if we sat here and said, where's the stepdad? Why isn't he saying anything? I don't think it would have gotten the amount of scrutiny that should be pointed at Malaya, because these are her biological, these are her babies. She carried these children for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he would have been given the same amount of judgment for not being out in the public for 6.5 months or a little bit longer. But now that he's stepped out, I don't know what to think of it. What do you guys think? Does anyone think Malaya could have planned to hide the kids from Daniel, but it got out of control with media? She thought she could get rid of Daniel's obligatory presence, but made it worse. But Moon, I thank you for being here. I struggle with that because, like I said, they weren't married. They were common law by law, but he wouldn't have any legal claim to Jack and Lily. The child that she would have had to hide from Daniel or get away from Daniel is right here in Daniel's arms. So it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. She's so cute. Yeah. Fighting his inner demons right now. They're living a nightmare no matter what. He looks defeated. He looks defeated. It's hard to comprehend. She can't own up to whatever happened for the sake of her 2 innocent children. Whatever the cost to her, she needs to face the music. And I'm just going to put this out here, not at any one person specifically, but we are in Canada. And if you've done something wrong, if you are behind this, the sentence you would get is not worth the rest of your life living with what's happened. The worst offenders in this country, the worst offenders that I can think of in this country will spend the rest of their life in prison, but they've got multiple violent crimes under their belts. And 3 of them are in medium security prisons. Full access to education, counseling, programs, work, all the rest of it. you're not even going to qualify for anything like that. Like, if you were to fess up now and take accountability, you'll be out. Well, you're still young enough to have more kids. I guarantee it. Canada's justice system, our penal system, is a joke. And if you follow true crime, you know that. It's not worth the cost of living with this on your conscience. And you have to understand that Lily and Jack deserve the peace, and the people that love them deserve to know, and people deserve to move on. And that can't happen until somebody takes accountability. And that is just facts. Looks like a protective father. He's also working full time again, isn't he? That could be part of the exhaustion. I've heard, like, I know he told me probably 6 weeks ago or so now, or maybe a couple of months even, that he went back working full time. But I had more recently heard that they were doing more cutbacks at the mill. We do know that Jordan, unfortunately, I believe he was laid off, but he did lose his position. So, and that's the same mill. So I don't know if he's working full time or not. His eyes are very deep. They definitely something is different. His eyes speak words, exhausted, yes, but much more as well. The stress is taking a toll. Daniel's family hasn't had the ability to shut him up. So I don't think that this is Daniel's decision to do what Daniel is doing. But having said that, I feel like it's possible that when you're in this mode where your defense is up and you think that you're doing the right thing or whatever, that people need you and you're the voice of the case, and you're out there all day, every day, and you take a break, and you take that break long enough to feel a sense of relief. I think that sense of relief would almost become addicting, if that makes sense. I don't know, obviously, but he is getting it. She doesn't want him. She's looking like her big sis Lily. She's beautiful, sweet Meadow. He looks on the defensive, shut down, defeated, and yes, exhausted. They should really be watching for his mental health too. He looks like the Grinch in that photo. It was about a month ago. She was talking about the threats she and her kids were getting. I can't recall where and when I saw it. It was after Jack's birthday and vigil. Sorry, I cannot remember. Who took the pic? Durwood? I don't know if you're joking or not, but no. They're not on the same team at the moment. In my opinion, is Janie allowed to see Meadow? No. He looks like he's put on weight and muscle, looks healthier to you. Look at the bags under his eyes. He's not sleeping at night, obviously. Because it gave Daniel power. It's exhausting holding in so many lies. You think it was more Malea's mother? Thanks for being here, Crime Science. In my opinion, I believe Daniel is giving up on Jack and Lily Sullivan, which is very sad. And again, I'm not pro Daniel, but what I'm saying is it possible that the weight of all of this, no matter what that weight is, has finally caused him to realize that their own mother isn't putting herself out there, isn't speaking up? And why is he carrying all of it? Is that possible? Malaya's social worker. Also giving him the benefit of the doubt, he's been under scrutiny, working full-time, only seeing Meadow under supervised visitation and no contact with his other 2 children, which he hasn't got to see in 7 months. And I think I told you guys before that one of the conversations that I had with Daniel, I asked him about his other kids, and he told me that his daughter, on May 2nd, they were set to come for a visit that weekend, and he had to let them know that Lily and Jack were missing. And his daughter said, "Well, can I come and help you look for them?" And at that point in our conversation, he broke down. He did. Did he swap the kid to pay for a meth deal? Did someone traffic the kids? I don't think they are dead. Linda, thanks for being here. I don't think, to me, that's just not reasonable. I think Daniel is done with the online mob. I don't know if he did anything, but if he didn't, and we find out he had nothing to do with it, there's no taking that back. Right. Is Daniel in therapy? He is. It's CPS mandated that him and Malaya both need to go through therapy and counseling. I don't think she hid the kids. When you pay attention to her interview, I don't think she knows for sure, just a thought. I don't either. I think she has suspicions. Something is missing, no life in his eyes, but yet to him, Meadow is everything, and I wouldn't expect to see these dead eyes while holding her. I don't know. Extremely good observation, because I felt very close. Doesn't matter about legal claim escape means trying to get away with all the kids, which would be very complicated in that living situation. Tam, would it? He worked 1 day a week, and she would have had to wait 4 days for all of them to get out at the same time in her own car, and Daniel never would have known. I don't think I don't think so. Hey, Christy, thanks for being here. I think he gave up on them long ago, like before it took Daniel 2 months to find a stapler, but yeah. I agree, Charmaine. If people were honest, they'd be out of jail soon. Yeah. I do a lot of cold case investigation. Nothing surprises me anymore. I know. Daniel told he is taking a break from online. Yes, he did. And he said that before, and it's only lasted a couple of days. This is the longest break he's taken. And that with this picture, I just question if we're going to see him out here again, if he's truly given up, if he's truly realized that if their biological family, other than Belinda, won't speak up, why is he taking the brunt of all of this? Self-inflicted or not, you guys, because of inconsistencies and blah, blah, blah. But he is the one taking the brunt. So, and I asked him that. Why do you do it? Please, for Lily and Jack in your future with Meadow, be the reason these babies come home. I feel she might be the only one keeping him alive at this point. Years of training, watching for clues of her potential self-unaliving, my opinion only. Daniel told me he's taking a break. Yeah. He can't see his other children. That must be getting to him. Absolutely. Like I said, it wasn't the last time I talked to him, but it was one of the longer conversations, and I did ask about his other kids, and he did. He broke down on the phone regarding not being able to see his other 2 kids. And I told him, eventually this life will go on, and eventually they will be adults and they're old enough and they will remember him. And if he's free, they will come looking. So a murder sentence with good behavior, you'll get parole in 16, 17 years here in Canada. Not even that much. I know from not my own personal experience, but from somebody very close to me, 2 children. Nowhere near that, Damien. I agree, Shar, the only way out is through. It looks like they're doing it the hard way. Someone said they didn't work at the same mill. Oh, okay. I didn't know. It's a very different photo of him holding Meadow compared to the one of him holding Lily at a distance. Okay. In my opinion, I believe why the RCMP hasn't said anything, it's because Cindy Murray is suing CPS and there's also a court battle for Meadow. Until that's over, we're not going to get anything. Well, and I mean, it's Canada, so we're not going to get anything anyways until there's an arrest. He needs help mentally for the first time in his life. I hope he looks into it for Meadow's sake anyway. He is getting therapy. They both have to continue seeing Meadow. Okay. There's not many jobs in that area. I don't think so. I feel for anyone laid off. I agree. He looks like there's some inner peace, in my opinion. His eyes are showing love. He's been in such fight or flight mode for months. I don't know what I said funny, but there's a very credible reason the mom left at the beginning. Maybe Kent took what? You know what my memory is like, Marie. I agree he's done more for those children than the 2 people who birthed them, and I'm not laying any slight on Cody. He's out of their lives, and could you imagine online coming at Cody? You haven't been around for 2. I mean, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, if you're in a position like Cody's. So, I'm not pro Daniel or Malaya, but Daniel has gone through the mill, and his mom might not be great for chats, hugs, or advice. I know that to be a fact, Julie. The people that conceive them are a disgrace. Yeah. I believe things are hitting him harder with Christmas around the corner and no kids, not sticking up for anyone, but that's a kick in the guts. I think it's possible, Shar, he sees that Malaya is doing nothing. And are we seeing like the stages of grief? And you know, you grieve at any kind of loss. So losing a relationship and now losing kids, lost the right to see his other 2 kids. And what are the stages of grief, right? There's the anger, the sorrow, and eventually you come to acceptance. So, and everybody's timeline is different when they're dealing with it. So, plus he had a serious accident on his way to see Meadow. He could have been killed that day. He went to see Meadow, PTSD on top of his ADHD and addiction is my guess and opinion. Hi, sweetheart, Marcel. How are you, love? I think she's just good. Sad to think that the kids may not get to enjoy this Christmas, but there's still time. It's not good for a man to be alone. And I mean, let's not forget he thought he found a gem in Miss Taylor there and kind of backfired on him. Everyone around there is watching Janie, her family, Earl's family. She was alone. Her plan fell through, in my opinion. Very sad. She's a slow mover, not quick enough. What? Daniel was on DT last week, so he isn't completely stepping away. He claimed Malaya abused Jack. In the chat, I truly don't believe he has given up. I believe he's finally realized, regardless what he says or does, he knows he will be scrutinized. He's known that for months. And I have the text screenshots to prove he's known it for months. Okay, Wolfie. I don't know if I will or not. How come he hasn't seen his other? It's the kid's mom. The kid's mom's lawyer advised her to keep their kids out of the spotlight, and I think that that makes her a pretty damn good mom. How can either Daniel or Malaya actually show true unconditional love to Meadow? Does their conscience not bother them? In my opinion, Meadow is in a way better, safer home and needs to stay where she is. Jordan told me the mill he worked at, can't recall the name, but it's not Savoy where Daniel works. Jordan laid off due to this stuff. Some steps parents can truly connect and love another person's child, and some just cannot get there. I don't know the reason why. I find it heartbreaking. Don't go with a person with kids if you can't. LD, good to see you. I don't believe Malaya, Daniel, Janie, or Derp would. I think something bad happened to Jack and Lily on May 1st. No one else finds it extremely odd that all of a sudden Cindy wants to go after CPS, yet she knew what was going on and never did anything when the kids were. I did question that, and the answer I got behind the scenes was that we don't know how current this CPS case is. Meaning it might not have been brought up due to Jack and Lily's disappearance per se. Maybe he will get time with Meadow and the other two in Halifax over the holidays. It may happen, one foot in front of the other. Stay single and sober, Daniel. Good advice. Gina, you don't know, maybe she did try and they did nothing. Then the children disappeared, which, yeah. Cody and his mom took the kids and run this lie to blame Daniel. Kids are protected by ones helping Cody. Why Cody stays out of view. Dark Knight, thanks for being here. That's ridiculous. BBB, Daniel is a coward and a piece of shit. The things we've all heard about him show he's a disgusting human being and he deserves to be by himself. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. I just ask that people are kind in their comments. You can say what you want, but try to be a little less ignorant. Not good for a man to be alone, not good for a man to date with all this going on, not fair to a partner to involve them in this. Being single is not that bad. To be fair, she involved herself, Droopy. Yeah, I heard the same thing in DT's chat, apparently Malaya's trip, Jack. It's better than you think for a man to be alone. It's better to dwell in the wilderness than under the same roof with a quarrelsome, contentious woman. And I mean, that goes both ways. And that was a lot of the conversations that I did have with Daniel about, it doesn't matter how much you think you can help a traumatized person, like your love is enough to fix them. You have to be able to fix yourself and be good yourself before you can possibly even consider being with somebody else successfully. And that goes both ways. You can't just attract a toxic partner and think that you can love them better. It doesn't work like that. Thanks for getting rid of that comment, Quick Mods. You are exceptional. Who really wants to play some other person's save game? I wonder many have stopped getting married and having kids. Hey, Quali, Kaoli. Meadow looks like her dad. Dark circles are from nutritional deficiencies too. Can be. I think it speaks to Daniel and Malaya's ethics jumping into relationships so quickly with all this going on. I'm not making excuses, but has everybody met the woman or the girl who deals with deals with issues in a bottle or on a dick. Anybody else met girls or women like that? They just kind of drown it out with alcohol and distract themselves with men. I've known a few of those, and it's tragic to watch, but it's real. Cindy wanted Malaya and the kids away from Daniel, rightly so. Malaya wasn't smart enough to leave on her own, thus the reason I think Cindy may be a part of it. And that is certainly what Daniel is pushing. For any addict or recovering addict, stress is a major struggle and causes relapses. This situation and all social media, you would drown your struggles just to get peace. I hope this is not happening. And if it is, he'll lose his right to see Meadows. So again, she was truthful when answering redacted. The only one that it said passed and was truthful, I believe, was Wade. And maybe Cody. I can't remember. But we know from Belinda that Cody was told that he was cleared. So I think, in my opinion, that Daniel was abusive and doesn't want that out in public. It's Hindu. I'm a goddess. It's a long, deep day. Oh, fascinating. Yeah. So dark circles can be from autoimmune issues like Crohn's too. Remember how Kim K's boy toy got picked up at a lot? Yeah. It's not sensible, but I guess they are desperate to have someone, anyone. It has to be a lonely, harsh place, innocent or guilty. But if you're okay with yourself, if you're okay alone, you'd be a far better partner and far more successful. Just my opinion based on my own experience. And I think we've successfully reached the end of chat. That's amazing. Over 3 hours, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I've got Bodette, Kristen, Alaska, Angels Are Near, Canada, Daphne, and House Music all became new members today. Thank you all so much. I am considering doing another live stream to raise funds for the Christmas hampers. We need to get that done sooner than later. My PayPal, I believe, is up in this corner. Technically speaking, when I'm pointing at the PayPal, it's right here. But last time I did that, it was on the opposite side. So I'm going to try here. This is my PayPal, only because I don't have my code to get the YouTube money, and YouTube takes the 30%. So if you want to donate to the Christmas hampers, the food hampers that we're going to do, and also a special something that we're thinking of doing, but we can do a members live chat about that because it's a surprise. Use my PayPal if you want to. If you want to contribute in any way, just reach out to me on Facebook or on my email, which is usually ticking across the bottom. And for whatever reason, I took because Hunter True Crime ticker. There we go. This is my email. Reach out to me. I can give e-transfer. Anybody in the United States, if you don't have PayPal, I'm sorry, you cannot contribute unless you do it through YouTube. But having said that, you guys, I cannot wait to see you again. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow. Email me if you have any information or any ideas for topics you want to discuss. And like I said, I'm going to continue trying to get some information from Shannon's parents, get the okay to put some information out, and also Darius. Still working on that timeline too. So we are going to go over to Daphne's. I don't know if I'm going to join her or not, but in the meantime, have a wonderful evening and a great week. Keep your head up Monday morning. And I think there's still hope, you guys. We still have hope that we can find them by Christmas. Have a great night.
Down the rabbit hole.